dynamo notion, Donatello.
Yeah, the place will be clean in no time. There's just one tiny problem.
I think that high-tech turtle is getting a little carried away. Wow!
I'm all the way up. All the way up. I'm all the way up. I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. Exclusive.
What up everyone, it's your boy Jair aka Dripmode and welcome back. For those that are new on my channel, I'm Dripmode and I focus on diorama making and everything positive about this toy community, from mods, custom figs, repaints, and diorama making mainly. Now, today's project is a diorama, but before we get into the actual diorama, I want to talk about the inspiration for this video. Now, NECA has come out with their new Ninja Turtle sewer layer diorama. They're getting into the dial game, and some of y'all have bought the street dial, and now they have the sewer layer diorama, and they actually built it where you could actually put it under that street dial. So it's very smart that NECA's doing this. Now, for a lot of us, you know, we build our dioramas. That's why I make this challenge, for you guys to get inspired and to learn, and you guys can build your own dioramas. But I understand some of y'all are not into that, so you guys are gonna go buy it. Now, the question I'm getting asked is, did you see that price tag? Man, that's expensive. What? And it's funny to me. For me to articulate that argument, I'm just gonna go ahead and actually build my own version. Now, this is nothing unique, this is nothing out of the ordinary, because this diorama is actually very popular in our community. It's not a new diorama. You go on YouTube and find many different variations of this diorama. But it's my turn. I'm late in the game, but just because of this topic, it's inspired me to build my own version for my crazy collection that I don't have room for. So that's what we're going to be focusing on today. But before we get into building it, I'm going to just show you some of the materials that I'm going to be using for this project. Project foam, very commonly found in home improvement stores like Home Depot here in America. PVC piping, you need the pipe and you need the corners to connect it and create all those really unique kind of plumbing. Acrylic paint, you can either just buy acrylic paint from Walmart, but I'm pointing out that black acrylic paint, you need this for the priming, but you also need Mod Podge. Mix these together, very important. Spray paint, I use spray paint, but you can use acrylic paint, but spray paint just makes things a lot more easier and smoother. Got some gray prime, got some brown prime, some foam sheets, and now you need some tools. Scissors, X-Acto knife, a blade. Giving you many options of cutting, but if those for advanced users, if you have a foam cutter table, that's ideal. A paintbrush and a pen or a pencil. This is what we're going to start off with, and as I'm building it, more things are going to be introduced, and then at the end I'm going to break it down and show you, is it worth it? So let's get to it. Alright guys, so here you can see the collection is getting really crazy, and it's just becoming a sea of just characters. So I want to start building the dioramas on these things. So you can see I was already working on the couch and getting the setup going, but didn't put enough time to focus on it until today. So I'm gonna build it for this space right here. Alright, so next I'm making the circles, just doing this off the camera, but what I was trying to do is actually use this size right here. I want to cut out, and this will be great for the turtles, right? So definitely will fit through. If you do have a foam cutter, then you'll be able to do these cutouts. You cut out circles. Now I was able to identify the middle so that I could insert it in this piece that's going to help me cut the circle. I'm going to turn it on and do this little cut right here. Successful. Challenging but successful. Mission accomplished. Alright guys, so now we're gonna get into magnetizing. I use this wood burner that actually has this round tip right here that's perfect for the magnet. This thing has a temperature gauge, so it's great for controlling the burning. So I made the hole, put a magnet just in case. Gonna go ahead and get into the brickwork. You know, the pattern's already kind of carved out with the pen. Noticing some imperfections in the brick, so I always recommend find a rock with interesting patterns, and you can just press it just to kind of give it, you know, that brick-like unique effect. Obviously, this is an additional touch you can do. You can definitely do this with the pen and draw cracks. This is just a little bit more just organic and random, so I don't have to do all that work. Alright, next up we're going on the pipes. Got some 1-inch PVC piping. Gonna be playing with some of these pieces here to mimic the pipes from the actual reference. I have this PVC pipe cutter and I'm gonna be cutting the pipes. Gonna use my pipe cutter. This thing is actually pretty strong. It's cut. And this piece is ugly, but I can definitely use it on this side. Boom. So I got the piping laid out. This is gonna have to hang off the walls, making a hole and install these rods that I'll insert inside the pipe that will also insert to the wall as well. Got my dremel, gonna drill a hole and then glue it. There you go. I'm adding details to the plumbing, and I'm using foam just to create that illusion. When I paint it, it's gonna look like an additional detail part of this pipe. The good thing is I'm using foam, so it's not gonna be that hard. I don't have to use anything complicated. So I was able to cut some strips with my foam cutter, paste it. Oh, this is gonna turn out really good. So what I'm doing here is I had some epoxy, turned it into a string, and I cut them into little slices. So what I'm doing now is I'm pressing it down to get these little circles. What is this for? This is for the entrance of the sewer. They look like little lentil beans. So I'm gonna start gluing these one at a time.
Why can't you change your thinking? Everybody else does. The papers, you know what everybody says? It's suicide.
Alright, carving this guy. Now just putting him together. Couch number 2. Here's where I'm at right now. This is, I want to say, a total of a good 4 hours. I've already done the major things like the pipe, the walls, the floor. Started working on the accessories. There's other couple ones that I'm working on at the moment. But majority, I'm ready to start priming this and get into the painting. One of the great success I was happy is my pipes came out pretty good. Added the details of the bolts on the extra piping, and this is pretty easy to take off. So very modular, and all the walls are magnetic, so I could definitely just take them off. Alright. So very easy, snapped on, and my furniture coming out pretty good. Add the piping. I think the piping is definitely really adds to the dial. It definitely kind of adds another level. It allows me to put additional characters up here, like the pizza monsters, Rat King, whatever, you know. Next is we're gonna prime it, Mod Podge with black acrylic paint. It's gonna seal it. It's gonna help you be able to let the paint catch the surface. So that's the next step. So it's all primed up. Put 2 coats on it. Go for a 30 if you want. It's good enough to start putting the base coats using spray paint. Boom! It looks good. It looks good. Came out really good. Alright, next up, we're gonna be working on this drywall. These are like the only pieces that are there. So I'm gonna be using a hard stock. Really don't have to go crazy with it. We could just cut it out and paste it on there, and that could give it that cartoon look as well. That looks pretty good. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it out, and then I'm gonna use the gray, same gray, to kind of just haze over it, just to give it that concrete look. All right, and there you got it. Now, they really want to bring out the cartoon look, so I got my Prisma. So I'm just gonna outline this. It's just to kind of bring that cartoon feel to it. Started going to spray this kind of like almost like a granite, so did a mixture of gray and almond, but I sprayed far away, kind of like to give me that mist, so when it lands really random, so it came out pretty good. In the reference I see some black little like bursts that adds to it, so made me some black wash. And I'm gonna dip my brush, and I'm just gonna grab and spray. Looks pretty good. Alright, here's the signage. So I was able to find the files online. Some of them I had to create them myself, but the stop sign, the exit, the one way, those are typical signs that you can find online. So you could definitely just download them and, you know, scale them appropriately. Cut it out on a bristle paper, so it's definitely not flimsy like regular paper. And then cut them out. So you go to Kinko's or FedEx, get the 100 card stock. It's like a, you could say it's almost like a birthday card type of feeling, right? Printed in color. Great alternative in case you don't have a 3D printer. And now we're gonna be putting the signs up, and this is not necessary. Here's some glue dots. I happen to have some, so when I use them, took an opportunity to use them. And what they do is they provide you these little glue dots. So I just peel them off and paste them. Okay. Exit sign. Okay.
I know how to make it special. I told you we are not recreating the wedding from The Sound of Music. Yes, you made that brutally clear to me. What I was going to suggest.
Alright, couch number 2. Let's get into it. Alright, now it's the scroll. So we'll find these cardboard tubes. They come in, you know, raws, pre-rolls and stuff like that. You could take these out, and I use these for the dojo diorama. So cut. Okay. Insert the scroll into them. And I got this tie. Usually you find this like in your bread, right? I'm gonna run it through. Make sure it's same amount on both sides. And there, we got a scroll. Next up, we're gonna be working on the carpet. It looks like a turtle shell. Boom. And I got some foam sheets. These are 99 cents at Hobby Lobby. You go to Michael's as well. And one thing I really like about this is that it's very easy to work with. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this as my template. And with this foam, I could definitely just trace this to create the imprint that I need. Pretty easy. Let's see.
And this slide will only show the different purposes. Alright,
so now I have created the bottom, and to make my life easier, just put it underneath would probably be the best bet, right? Just now we gotta just glue this together. Yeah. And now we're gonna focus on the lamp. Now I'm trying to find things around my house that I could just build this. So I always recommend try to think those things out, troubleshoot. Some examples. Alright, so this is an anchor. This is for hanging up, you know, when you drill your shelves. This is the anchor you put behind in the drywall before you put the screw, right? So I have a lot of these, and I started looking at this and started breaking it apart, and look how clever. I ended up just using it to do the base. Then I found this is a skewer for grilling shish kebabs. I could put it in here, and boom. I use Legos sometimes for accessories. So I had this plate, and I had this cone. You could put it underneath. Looks really nice. Or reinforcement for me to hang this on top of the stick. Boom. I have these Christmas ornaments, and they look like this. I was able to just chop this part off, widen the opening so I can just insert it, and boom. And voila, we got a lamp. Gonna prime it and paint it now. So here we're starting to get into the details. I'm using this image here as reference. What I'm doing here is, besides the base coat that I applied and the outline, now I'm adding different shades of brown onto the bricks. And I'm not going too hard because I don't want the diorama to take away from the figures. So gotta have a healthy balance. So here you can see I'm giving one shade darker. Here's one shade lighter. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. Apply it and then see how it goes. Just building the lamp that sits on this table. Got some balsa wood, so I just got them into a whole bunch of strips and glue them, and I think that'll be it. Let's try it. Not bad. That will do. Alright, now we are reaching towards the end. And we got these sewer openings, and we need to put a background on these, or maybe not. But for me, I gotta put a background on these. So started looking online and looking on things that comes from the cartoon that I could use for this style. So here's some screenshots that I found from the cartoon. Here, let's see how that look. That would look pretty cool. Look at that. Don't have to do much. Things you can find them online, print them out, and then paste them to the back. And now I think it's time for the reveal.
Remains sharply divided, however. That's totally rad, man.
Yeah, I want to be a turtle when I grow up.
But who are they? Where did they come from? It's a complete mystery. But I'll continue to update the exploits of these Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. April O'Neil, Happy Hour News.
It sure is nice to have nothing to do for a change.
You said it, dude. Watching TV and scarfing pizza. Now that's what I call a fulfilled existence.
Turtles!
Yes, Master Splinter?
This room is a disgrace to ninja standards. I strongly suggest it be cleaned.
Hey, I think I'm allergic to house cleaning.
But there has got to be an easier way to do this. Just crank up old Metalhead here and let him do the dirty work. Okay, Metalhead, do your stuff.
Primo notion, Donatello.
Yeah, the place will be clean in no time. There's just one tiny problem.
I think that high-tech turtle is getting a little carried away.
Uh-oh.
Wow!
We gotta deactivate him.
What is all this noise? Stop! Put me down! Oh, that tickles.
Let me see if I can find the off button from here.
Well, next time, dudes, let's just move to another sewer.
Boom! here is my Ninja Turtles sewer diorama. It was fun to work on this project, and y'all saw how I did that reveal. I was trying to reenact the big bug blunder episode from season 4 episode, I believe it's 24, 23, something like that. But it's that episode where their house is completely a hot mess, and the turtles get called out by Master Splinter, and they bring out Metalhead, and they use him to help them clean that lair. So it was just a great opportunity to bring those figures into this diorama. So now here is the diorama by itself. Now this diorama is great for specifically for the NECA toys if you're gonna go with the cartoon look. I made sure that was a real important element in this diorama. And you see some people, they tend to get into the weathering and the dry brushing and the black wash to get that realistic look. Now that is perfectly fine if you're gonna go in that direction, but keep in mind that the turtles are created in the cartoon form, so to keep that style consistent, I made sure that the diorama itself had that same cartoon feeling, and trying to kind of make my own stand out a little bit different. I've seen a lot of different ones, and everyone adds their little take on what cartoon means. I went real simple and clean, but then made sure I brought those elements, like even like painting the bricks on the brick wall, outlining the bricks, adding the black outlines on the furniture, and keeping everything very 2D plain, and then let the shadows itself try to complement itself. But my goal here is to make sure that the toys don't take away from the diorama, but the diorama complements the toys, so that there's a nice equal balance between the diorama and the toys. Now I have my diorama booklet. Is where I keep all my sketches. Now let's break down everything. Let's start off with the materials. Number 1, project foam. 4 pieces. They normally go for $6 at Home Depot. If you do the math, that's $24 just to have these walls. Then you got PVC piping. Total came out to $10 for all these pieces for the PVC piping. Then you got spray paint, right? I got 4 spray cans. They go for $6. That's like $24. Got some paint. We got 4 of them, the little ones, and the big black one. That came out to $12. Then we got 2 foam sheets. They go for 99 cents each. That's $2. And the printing of the backgrounds for the sewer openings, that came out to $3. So in total, in just materials, came out to $75. Now let's break down the tool. Foam cutter table. A good one go around $80, 85. Then you got X-Acto knives and cutters. Those vary from like $2 to $3. The brushes, you can find them in many different places. I put a price tag of $4. Markers, I buy 2 or 3 Prisma markers. They'll buy a range for like $8 for 2 markers. And you glue, that range for $4. My soldering tool, that's an additional $10. So the magnets, that when you get a bundle, they come out to like $10. So let's say 120 and 75. That came out to $195. So we're talking about tools and we're talking about materials. Let's round that off to $200 just to get the materials and the tools to build it. Now, other thing that you're not thinking about, and I'm mentioning it because I'm a doll builder, right? Paying for my time. You're paying for that artist's time. 4 hours a day. Let's break it down for $25 an hour. $100, right? So this took me like 3 days, right? Just say it took me $300. We're already at $495 shipping in a box. that could be from 50 to 80 bucks. So let's just say 50 to be nice. It equates to $545. Let's just round it off to $550. And we're talking about $299 price tag plus tax plus shipping. Let's just round that off to maybe close to $350. Worst case scenario, $400. It's not bad. We're getting close. I would charge $550. This would probably come out total with tax and shipping, depending on the shipping, right? A $550 price tag to something that may get close to a $400 price tag, maybe $390, rounded up to $400. That's how much this will cost, right? So it's not a bad deal. It's not a bad deal if you think about it in that way. They're thinking about scalability, so if you think about it, they are just trying to maximize the collection that we have so that you could expand it to how you want to build it in the cartoons with the street diorama on top. So in general, my feedback is that price tag is very fair. Very fair. So, but guys like me, I wouldn't pay for that because I would rather build it and enjoy that process. As an artist, I love building these things. With building your own, you could modify it to your constraints, to your space. Now, this diorama is a little bit smaller from the NECA one. Those are some of the pros and cons in building your own versus buying your own. But in general, what I want to mention here is building your own is always fun. You may not have the skill sets. That's why I build this channel, for you guys to learn, so you guys could try to attempt it yourself. Or you hire us and you kind of now see kind of a ballpark figure of what this would cost. Or just buy it from NECA for those that just want to collect. Now let's get into the diorama now. I'm not going to break it down, but you guys saw it. I'm able to break it down. It's all magnetic. The pipes could come off. The only piece that I did not build is the TV set. I bought the accessory pack. The accessories, all the accessories that we get from when we buy these toys. Voila. There you go. I populated. I could do way more. I could switch it up however I want. But there you go, guys. Here is my very own Ninja Turtle sewer layer diorama for the cartoon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. You guys can build it yourself, or you guys can go ahead and buy it from NECA. Either or, it's gonna be awesome in your collection. Guys, that is it. I hope you guys learned from this video. Hope you guys discover something new. Guys, hit that like button, write a comment, and if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And for those that want to hit me up and talk to me, I'm always on Instagram on Dripmode, so hit me up there as well. But besides that, that is it for today's episode. Guys, thank you, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.
I'm all the way up. All the way up. I'm all the way up. I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. Exclusive.
What's tomorrow? What's tomorrow? What's tomorrow?
The kids are acting crazy.
Wait, are you recording?
What?
Are you recording?
You're recording? Don't! No,
Look,
you better be.
the camera's on, look.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, so people.
Saying, aren't you supposed to be like Bob Ross and be like, so today we are painting this pipe gray?
Now you're doing it.
Okay. We are painting this pipe that is gray. It's a beautiful gray. It's a happy gray. Really happy gray.
Your first YouTube. Yes, I
He's gonna cut that part out, but not.
Maybe.